those people that move around law of attraction circles, most people I've come in contact are overdoers of processes, overdoers of, doing this meditation, doing this. And there's nothing wrong with that in the beginning. That's where everybody starts. They go, my life's completely up the creek. Now I need to find out what to do about it. Then you come across law of attraction, law of projection, Neville, Goddard, Abraham Hicks, and all that whole basket of stuff. Then you resonate with certain parts. You move towards that. Then you start applying stuff, and then you start over applying stuff because you think, if I do more, I'll get there faster.
Yes.
But
And that's
really,
go ahead.
it's the letting go and the surrender component that they don't talk about very much.
Well, and
that is huge.
Yes, and the same thing on that same exact point is it's the sponsoring thought, because a lot of times we're doing the extra meditation because it hasn't happened yet. It's not happening fast enough. And like you said, so what you're already sending out is, I don't have it. So because I don't have it, I'm going to do more work to get it. And then I realize I don't have it. So I work even harder. And then I get frustrated and go, I'm doing everything.
And it's like, still not happening.
Exactly. Yes, exactly.
And really, and then you start going into, what's wrong with me that I can't make this work? Why does this not work for me? It worked for the other guy. I just listened to his success story.
Right. Yes, exactly. And then you start to spiral down that hole again.
Yeah.
And so that's where it's like, a lot of times I've been trying to tell people, just let go. Whatever it takes to get to that place. If you're frustrated, that doesn't mean you love your significant other any less. Just let go. Get out of just give up for a day. Just stop trying and see what happens.
And put energy into just feeling good and loving you today.
Other stuff.
See that? And just going to lay in the park and look at the clouds and just breathe in, breathe out and go, you know what? I surrender, I let go. I've launched enough stuff. I've focused on enough stuff. I've read enough stuff. I've YouTubed enough stuff. I've imagined enough stuff. And you know what? I'm going to do those things, not to make things happen, not to force that plant to grow. I'm going to do it because it's lovely to meditate. It makes me feel good.
Like when you used to go to the beach.
But that happens you just go to the beach and you feel the sand between your toes and you dive in. It feels good because it's a hot day. You live in the moment.
Right.
You stop going, I need to get over there to get whatever it is, my person, my money, my job, my whatever. It's not the answer.
And that
feels like it is.
Yeah. And that seems to be the biggest issue that I see in most cases is people expect or want it to happen way faster. Like I think just ridiculously outside the scope of what's reality. I mean, it's just, it doesn't happen immediately.
No.
Maybe it should.
And it tells you a lot when people send me emails all the time. And yes, how can I get that thing faster? How can I get that marriage quicker? How can I get I'm unemployed. How can I get that job? Because I want that now.
Right.
Okay.
And that's again, that's where I've told people before, you're coming from a really tough place when you're in need. When you are in need, I mean, I get it. Sometimes you need money. Sometimes, I get how we get to those places, but it is really difficult to manifest when you're in that mind space.
Well, it just absolutely creates the biggest handbrake to getting what you want. Because your vibe is the exact opposite of the vibe needed and the state needed. And Neville talks about the old man regularly, the old man being the old state that needs to be shed for the thing to come. You've got to be walking around like the new man, the man that has the feeling component, the thought processes of having.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that's simple in theory, but it is hard at first.
I think that's how we've learned it. I mean, there has been times where I've wanted things to happen way faster, and certainly through that experience, realizing that no, it's going to happen. I don't know what controls the ebb and flow of things, but there's certainly aspects to timing that play themselves out for whatever reason. If it's like Goddard maybe would say you should be able to manifest it instantly. Maybe I should, and these are just some of my filters and limit. I don't know, but
actually,
things
Dan,
seem to take time.
He talks about everything has its appointed time.
Okay, cool.
That's what he says, which means, people people will say, oh, well, if I do this, will I get this in a month? There's an appointed time. Well, what does that mean? Appointed time is when, in my opinion, when you have finally stopped needing it and being desperate and trying to force it to happen. Once you've got to the place where you've let go from probably sheer exhaustion mentally. That's
when it happens. They always say it's like when you give up, right? Go.
So the thing is, if you look at the mechanics of that, save yourself the agony. Yeah. Just let go and surrender way before.
Give up from the get-go. You know,
and it honestly, that is the thing that I have sped up in the last 5 years. Launch the thing and then let it go and surrender. And people go, well, how do you do that? You breathe and you say to yourself, I surrender, I let go. And every time your mind goes into, working out, running around a wheel mode, you go, there you go, you're doing it. Breathe in, breathe out. I surrender, I let go. I surrender, I let go. I know it's happening. I know it's being built. I know I could be on the brink of it. And you basically stop doing that stuff where you're hanging on. And the faster you do it, I can tell you my manifestations have accelerated. The gaps have got shorter because I understand, and Abraham talks about this probably a little more clearly, the emotional scale. You've got to be in appreciation, joy, love to be in alignment with your thing, whatever it is. So if you're not in those kind of top 3 or 4, you're not on the brink of it. Well, you can track and trace where you are by how you feel around that subject.
I think it's important too to keep in mind. Here's the question I think a lot of people would benefit to ask is, do I feel that my happiness will occur once I receive what I'm trying to manifest, or do I have it before I manifest that? Because if you are in a place where you believe that will make you happy, it's going to be a lot further away than arm's reach, most likely, because ultimately what you're saying, and I totally agree, and it's why certain things are so easy to manifest, is because you don't care if it happens. It doesn't, you do the exercise and you let it go, like your shirt, like parking places, like whatever. It's because I put it out there and I know it'll happen and I don't think about it. But when it comes to the emotion, the relationship, you're like, I want to be with this person today. And there's this sense of need that suddenly creeps in. And that's actually, I think, what slows it down for all of us. Like
I agree with you.
My thing should have happened within 7 months, right? Like, I mean, there's no reason it took 5 years.
That's right. And look, mine took 3 years. Yeah. As much as that upsets some of the viewers, you shouldn't tell us that on Yes, because that's discouraging. I think, it's
reality.
I just think, it took me a long time to let go. It took me a long time. But the thing is, since then, other things have happened much quicker because I understand surrender better and how to apply it. And that, Neville talks about that thing. Like if you're in that state of I just need to get over there where my person is, or my money, or my job, whatever it is, you're still dependent on that thing making you feel good, and you're absolutely got your feet in the quicksand.
And there's nothing...
You can't run.
No.
You can't run.
And there's nothing really good about that stance. I mean, that is truly when you and I talk about you need to do self-love, you need to do more affirmations, because you're at a place, and we don't want to just come out and say, look, it's too important to you, and that's what's holding, I don't want to be negative, but ultimately that's where it's kind of at. You're needy. You're too needy now.
You're too needy. That's
and needy's not going to get you there.
No, and that's the old man that Neville talks about in this particular example. The old man is the neediness. The old man is the longing. The old man is the desperation. That's the state. He talks about states a lot more. The state of that is the state of someone that's not going to get a good relationship. That's the old man. The new man is the person that's self-loving, the person that can radiate that out, the person that can give love to somebody and is in a mental and emotionally stable place of I am love.
And that's
the new man.
You said that perfectly. State. Say that one more time, that little last part, because that is the key.
Okay. Yeah, I think it is really important. Okay, so in terms of Neville, he talks about the old man in this example of wanting a relationship or a specific person. The old man state is neediness, being desperate, being unloved, feeling unloved. There it is. So to transit from that state, which is repelling the relationship you want, you have to transform from the old man into the new state of I'm loved, I'm stable mentally and emotionally, because I know how to do that with my thoughts, and then I can radiate love out to my person. That's the person that gets the relationship, the specific person. It's the person that's got that new state of being. That's what Neville talks about.
The person that's already basically fine with where they're at in their lives, don't require someone else to be there to be fulfilled and happy. That's why, everyone always says that when you break up, it's like, well, don't be needy. You've got to just be happy with where you're at, and then they'll want to be back in your life. And it's, from a very basic, not really understanding the mechanics, that's kind of true. That's basically what we're doing.
And it's hard to do, not feel needy. You and I have been there, and I'm sure a lot of people that are going to listen to this are still there, and it's a normal, we all start there. When someone's broken up with you, when someone says, I don't want to be
absolutely
with you,
hurts,
you
crushes.
feel absolutely like it is a literal broken heart. It's awful.
You start begging and pleading with God or with whatever, like, please, just, you go through all the stages, and it's really if it's trying to get an ex back for that matter, then it really is going down that path of remember when you were really happy when you guys first met. That energy is what got you guys there, not what it became 3 years later after a year and a half of fighting, after, and that's the thing. You've got to unwind all that pent up emotion and that need and that, and it's just, I wish, that's it, Dan. That's exactly it. That's exactly it in a nutshell. It's you've got to unwind it, and you've got to become the loved, emotionally secure, because we're so, there's a common thread between all the people that I get emails from and the people I work with and all that stuff. It's I'm anxious, I'm fearful, I'm hurt, I'm angry. Those are common base feelings for people that are wanting someone back. It's those kind of feelings that are there. Now, you can work your way out, and you do. If you know how to do it and you know about this stuff, you can go, okay, ouch, that really hurt. I know what I got to do. I got to do heaps of self-love to get that feeling to dissolve down and to feel better. So it's not time that makes you feel better. It's you changing your mental state that makes you feel better. And that's why when people ask you or I, how long is this going to take? Well, how quickly can you unwind yourself? Because it's up to you. It is how much effort you can do. It's going as fast as you can handle. Some of us can't take a lot at one time. It just messes us up, you don't want to just spin yourself too quickly and, So it is a process. It's a healing process is what it is.
And you got to let out the stuff.
Yeah.
And you can't just go, I'm going to feel great today and I'm going to feel loved. And then you're dying on the inside. You're bursting to cry.
Yeah, have a good cry.
Let it out.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. Even for guys too. Even if you got to crawl into a closet where there's, you're worried about people seeing you. But man, endorphins are released. There is an actual physiological thing that happens, I don't recommend, you get a sliver and you start crying. Okay, well, no, that's not acceptable behavior for a man. But you see a good movie, though. Someone rips your heart out. Yeah. You can't take a sliver, homie. All right, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, of course. I'm just messing. So, it's funny as this conscious subconscious, which actually is interesting because it does talk about the mechanics of creating, but I like how it spun us into I think one of the true stumbling blocks, and it's always specific someone manifestations, but it really takes us into the true stumbling blocks, which is accepting that we need to love ourselves first. We need to be fine with ourselves first. We need to, all these things to have that right conscious thought. And then again, trying to manifest and try to basically program your subconscious, you need to let it go and get out of your way. I mean, I think some huge points. Like those are like buttes, secrets.